One small step from off this pale blue dot, not because it's easy, but because it's hard. When the last mountain has been climbed, when we've travelled all the oceans, the forests and deserts, the plains and the poles, when there are no people we haven't spoken to, traded with, fought with, when we have seen what's over every horizon, where else can we go? Why go, some say, why not stay? Build houses and hospitals, build schools and teach, study the world and learn to love it, care for it and each other. But what will we teach if not to explore? How can we tell our children to stay within their bounds, to not look up, to not find out? If we think we know everything, what then is there to learn? We stand on a grain of sand by the shore of an ocean, and there's yet one horizon that we haven't looked over. We're children on that shore, only 10,000 years since we learned to read and write, 30,000 since we first painted on walls, 100,000 since we learned to stand and walk and be ourselves. What is that in the life of the world? We throw a stone out across the ocean, a tiny voyager. It will take that long just to reach the next grain of sand. And there is so much to learn. We don't know what we don't know. In the last decade, we've found over 1,000 worlds, new sand grains for us maybe to visit someday, if we live so long. In the search, we've built instruments to see over the horizons of distance, time, scale, seen a family of planets around our sun, a family of suns in a galaxy, galaxies in a group, a cluster, a supercluster, a group of galaxies, Laniakea, an island in a huge void among huger structures yet, rivers of galaxies, a world 10 billion light years wide, an echo of the birth cry of the universe itself. When we see so far into the distance, into the past, we see ourselves, and we see that we're so far from being the centre of the universe. If we can see so much grandeur on these vast scales, think what we might find if we look closer. There are so many strange and wonderful things in our own back garden. What creatures and landscapes might we see on other worlds? The people we meet when we step across a sea, who might we meet if we go further? And what will we learn on the journey? When we travel, when we leave behind everything familiar, what we find in the end is ourselves. And in the struggle to cross the mountain, the ocean, the dark between worlds, between suns, we learn ourselves better, our weaknesses, strengths, to trust one another, to survive, and in the learning, maybe, we will live long enough to take one giant